sketch.
The most insane manifestation of this was when I agreed to go out on a date with a guy, only to find out before the date that he was a sexual predator who'd been fired/arrested.
Oh, please, pause, stop. He was a sexual predator, and I just can't, like, I can't with my life, y'all. So I'm done dating. Like, I just can't, I just don't know if I can trust these people out here because.
Fill the room with the juice, that's a lot of loot, that bit fire, yeah, she kinda cute.
Welcome back to the channel. Hello, hello, hello. You guys, I have my tea, so I need it. I absolutely need it. Look, I don't know if you guys noticed, but yesterday, I did not post any reactions just because of everything that was just going on. I was just like, I'm so sick of waking up and hearing another ridiculous story. It is just at the point where I just needed some time. I was like, you know what? I cannot deal with the world. I'm not even gonna get into it. Anyways, I was also thinking about what my life would be like right now if I was quarantined or stuck in the house, aka 2020, in my parents' house, aka my mom's house. I literally would be very just, I don't even know, like literally, the stuttering. Look, all I have to say is anyone out there, I don't care how old you are, because look, there's a lot of people living with their parents and are going through I don't know what, and nobody cares, knows, understands, because look, I have been there. Whoo, when I tell you I have been there hard and vividly, okay? And vividly. So I wanted to do something a little different. This has definitely been requested before, but really more so in the past, of an Ask Reddit. I also did notice, guys, because look, I do check my analytics, and a lot of my external searches are from Reddit. And Lord knows I was so confused. So if anybody sees me on Reddit, can you please like link it below so I can know? Because I was like, what? I'm not even on Reddit, or at least I'm not on it as much as I used to be in the past. But yeah. So with that being said, we are going to be reacting to what insane things did parents do? Ask Reddit. Okay, so first of all, if you are blessed with great parents and you have no idea what this life could be like, please watch and just feel a little bit of gratitude. You feel me? Just feel a little bit of, you know what? Look at the world. Because look, some of us don't even have it that bad. Even me, you know what I mean? Like I always try to put in perspective that, other people had it worse than me. And at the same time, not diminish the trauma that I went through as well. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, no matter your age, let's hop into this video, see what's going on. I'm going to keep this mask on, or at least try to, because Lord knows I'm confused. And I'm going to try to do my hair because I had a hair appointment this morning, guys. Or was it yesterday morning? Whatever. And I said, no. Let's wait because I really want to get this photo shoot done. Also, these eyelashes, no, again. So I will be trying to put these false lashes on. We're going to see how it goes because I really just don't know how this is going to. But let's hop into this reaction with no further ado. Let's see what some crazy parents have done out there. Okay, all right. And this came out in 2019, so maybe a little old if you do watch these videos.
r/AskReddit by Reddit. What did your parents/family do that you later realized was insane? They kept everything. The moment I walked into my friend's house and realized you're not supposed to have stuff lining the walls was ridiculous.
Yeah,
this
hoarders.
Is why I have to smoke when I go to visit my parents.
I'm dead.
It's my mom who's the hoarder, but I think Dad gave up on her a long time ago and realized it was just easier to let her live in her fantasy while she destroyed the house. I love them both dearly, but I enter that building and I want to scream. It makes me viscerally, absurdly, uncomfortably angry. It's so hard, because intellectually I know it's a mental illness. It's not something she can help or acknowledge, is an issue or even see. Really, the same way folks outside her head can. But JFC, There's this really good book called Stuff, Compulsive Hoarding and the Meaning of Things, which at least helped me understand her better, but I honestly don't know if I'll ever reach a point where I can forgive her for it, which is pretty fucked up, I guess, given that I know it's an addictive process born out of emotional trauma. Still, though, I also have a horrible reaction to even the memory of my mother's hoarding and having to clean it all when she passed away. Now sometimes one of my friends will be like, I've got these old clothes / books / whatever. Do you? And I scream no and run the hell the other way. My mom once blew out the pilot lights on our gas stove, cranked up the gas, and told 7Y/O me and my 14Y/O sister to go to sleep. I went to bed, not knowing any better. Luckily, my sister dragged me out of the house, and we sat in the car. Mom finally changed her mind, sobered up a bit, cleared out the house, relit the pilots, and took us back inside. That was fun. My mom was always very invested in our romantic lives, partly because that was an area where we didn't stack up well as compared to our cousins. The most insane manifestation of this was when I agreed to go out on a date with a guy, only to find out before the date that he was a sexual predator who'd been fired / arrested.
Oh, please, pause, stop. Okay, look, first of all, are you ready for the story time? Because I can't. So, remember a couple weeks ago when I was talking about how crazy my life was and how I was going to do a story time about it in a year? So it's basically that. There is a little snippet for you. He was a sexual predator, and I just can't, I can't with my life, y'all. So I'm done dating. I just can't, I just don't know if I can trust these people out here, because honestly, just thank God that I have friends that know people and people know people that know other people, because if it wasn't for that, I would have definitely ended up in something that I probably wouldn't have liked. And it sucks because I really felt like I connected with him. But, after you see somebody's on the news, it's just oh my God, how, it's... Anyways, video coming soon, because look.
Freshman at the school where he taught. Mom flipped out trying to convince me not to cancel the date. He might have grown out of it. You don't know if you don't give him a chance. Thankfully, my dad was on my side and I cancelled the date.
Wow.
But Mom sulked the entire rest of the night and demanded I log her into my Facebook account so she could scroll through my friends list so that she could see which of my male friends were straight and single so that she could push me towards them instead. Your mother is scary.
Okay.
No restrictions on food or drinks. From the time I was 4 or 5, I was drinking around 5 cans of Dr. Pepper a day. My parents never told me I needed to drink water, and real juice was never in the house. Juice when I was little was Hawaiian Punch or the 5% juice Minute Maid fruit punch.
Bruh.
Lunches during the summer was a continuous cycle of pizza rolls, SpaghettiOs and McDonald's. Breakfast was either chocolate Pop-Tarts or Fruity Pebbles cereal.
No!
I don't think junk food now and then is too much, but I don't think I had a single day in my childhood where I wasn't given sweets, fatty snacks, and caffeine.
Wow.
The funny thing is, as a kid, I used to think it was my friends' parents who were the odd, mean ones for only letting their kids have things like sodas on rare occasions. Looking back, I speculate that along with just being lazy parenting, it was also probably my parents' way of trying to make me happy and make up for the lack of time spent with me by buying me whatever junk food I wanted. My brother, while raising his boys, would buy 10 gallons of milk at a time when it was on sale, and then put it in the deep freezer. It never tasted like milk after
Oh my God, my mom
he
did
claimed
that.
to not have noticed
Disgusting.
a difference.
No.
Oh, there's a difference, all right.
That's when I stopped drinking milk.
I had no idea that this gross taste would be eliminated, or rectified, I guess, by shaking the milk. Man, I bet my nephews wish they would have known that, lol.
No, this is gross.
We lived on a farm in the middle of nowhere, at least 35 minutes to the nearest grocery store. I'm not sure how it started, because I was a kid, but any time our puppy dog howled, we would all howl. To the point that it was a deafening sound, and would kind of make your ears rattle. His name was Duke. I would occasionally howl first, because then he would follow, and then so would my mother, father, and 2 older brothers. I thought it was awesome. and it felt invigorating to do.
Interesting.
I now realize this is odd.
Yes.
That dog probably had the time of his life, though.
Wow, that's it.
My parents visited underground Atlanta back in the early 90s. Not the safest place. Anyways, my brother was a baby and crawled under a bench they were sitting on. He pulled out an umbrella bag with a very sinister knife inside. My parents don't report the knife or anything, but instead keep it, and it becomes a staple knife in our kitchen.
Wow.
So, yeah, pretty sure my parents used a murder weapon
to
cut the crust off RPB and JS. I go to Georgia State, and am right by this area every single day long. This story is so absurd, but I can imagine the scenario completely.
Exactly. It's crazy.
My dad fell victim to many money scams in the early 2000s. He would always say he's sitting on a gold mine, and I thought we were gonna be rich. Yeah, right, don't think he's learned his lesson. I still catch him replying to bullcrap emails. My godbrother's parents used to lock us in his room for hours to days at a time. His little brothers learned to pee in the trash can instead of in the floor, when we couldn't get them out. We eventually learned how to unlock and relock the hatch from inside the room, so that the four of us could get out for pee breaks and for snacks when we were feeling really bowsy. I didn't realize how abnormal this was until I was watching a news story in the work break room with a bunch of coworkers about a neglected child being removed from an unfit home. My initial response was, that's nothing. Launched into what I just wrote above. I looked around waiting for everyone else's stories, but instead they all just stared at me. Edit.
Like, dang.
Quite a few people have been very kind and offered sound advice to me. Therapy is definitely worth its weight in gold. Edit 2. People keep asking. Godbrother is the son of one of your godparents, or so I was taught when I was growing up.
Really?
I have a brother with disabilities. He's relatively low functioning and requires regular attention, both inside the home and out. I love him to death, but it made for a pretty and traditional childhood. I didn't realize until my late teenage years that other families were happy and relaxed, which is to say
it's
that
so
they
crazy.
didn't have their problems. Just that they weren't constantly preoccupied by one family member who requires more care and attention than others, at all times. To be clear, my brother is a wonderful person. I cherish every moment that I get to spend with him now. But, at the same time, I spent a disproportionate amount of my childhood in waiting rooms while he went to various therapies, and I spent very little time with my parents growing up because all of their attention was focused on my brother. I was an afterthought because I was lucky enough to be an afterthought and still function. My alcoholic bipolar father would drop me and my two siblings off at the grocery store with his credit card and told us to go grocery shopping. We were young kids when this started.
I did the same
Go
thing.
hit up a bar or wait in the parking lot before coming back to get us. Sometimes it would be a long wait. Looking back, I still don't know how we were able to run his credit card and no one ever batted an eye. We had to cook
That's
too,
so true.
so it wasn't exactly healthy stuff. A lot of times
I never
the
even
food
thought
would
about
be
that
gone
being
a week or
unhealthy,
so
but
before
I
he'd take us back to the
that
store.
multiple
We
times.
had to get really creative.
At many
We
different
joked that
ages.
there was nothing left but the goo in the back of the refrigerator. Honestly surprised we didn't develop diabetes, although I'm hypoglycemic, or obesity or anything serious. We quickly learned not to buy a bunch of candy or sweets, something that kind of impressed me looking back. I learned to keep an emergency stash of food hidden in my room. One of many insane things, but first that came to mind. His credit score was either amazing or awful. My dad once took 3 of us kids out for a ride in the Pine Barrens. He drove us 20 minutes into the woods on a sandy trail in a minivan. He had just gotten into a fight with my stepmother and needed a drive to burn off all the alcohol in his system. He didn't say much during the ride. We got stuck, obviously because we were in a 2WD caravan. But luckily some 4WD truck dude came through and winched us out. When that guy showed up, Dad wasn't quiet anymore, and we left the woods when we were unstuck and went home. I'm not sure what his intentions were that day, but the look on my stepmother's face when we returned made me rethink whether it was a fun ride in the woods or a duck this life moment worthy of the nightly news narrowly averted. Edit. Thank you for my first silvers. To answer a few questions, my father's been dead for 7 years, so we don't talk much anymore. It wasn't unusual for him to go out for a ride after a drunk fight, but it was the only time he took some of his kids with him. I'm guessing that's what had my stepmother so upset. As a young kid with a drunk for a dad, I never really thought about him purposely killing us. He was an angry drunk, but mostly verbal abuse. At that point I had never been off-roading in the woods, so I was more focused on the scenery than the purpose or possible outcome of the ride.
Right.
Like a lot of things from childhood, I didn't realize some of the severities of the situation until I was much older.
It's crazy.
Thank you for watching Reddit. Don't forget
Yikes.
to like and subscribe for more r/AskReddit videos. Share your stories in the comment section below.
Goodness Lord Jesus. Well, guys, those were kind of like random and just like all over the place, but I liked them. Let me know what you guys think about this video. I'm gonna get my hair finished and touched up, if you will, because it's just looking just a tad rough. Just a tad, you know. Whew. Also, if you have parents that are trash, and you know it and you don't want to say it, comment it, nothing. I hope you enjoyed this video. Because look, I have been there. And they change. At least some of them do. Not all of them, but just don't think you're alone in it. Because, man, when I tell you, there are some crazy stories out there. Like, crazier than these. Crazier than these. Let me know your stories down below, and I will see y'all in the next one. And don't forget to check out my Louis Vuitton wall. I finally completed it, y'all. Like, I can't believe it. Yay! This is literally like coming off my face. Okay. All right, y'all. Bye. 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 Peace. See you later. Deuces. All of that. All of that. I'm liking that. I'm liking these. Like, that's a little okay.